Danny High, crew chief of the Executone. Been through a tough day trying to get that boat running. Jim Henrik is down there with the team. Let's see what he's got.
Jerry, it's got to be frustrating. What's happening?
I don't know, Jim. Wish we knew. I can't tell you anymore.
It looks like carburation. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to your question. If we knew, we would have solved it.
All right, so you're out of this one, but Syracuse coming up next week.
Yeah, we're going to put it together, and we'll be up at Syracuse, and we'll put on a good show for everybody. I really feel bad about what happened today, but that's boat racing, as you know, Jim. Thank you.
Jerry Oaksmith out of Seattle. There will be better days. And now it's time for Heat 2B. The Budweiser, 400 points. American Speedy Printing, 300. Renault, 300. And Chet's Music, consistent, 225. Here we go with Heat 2B. And now we've just gotten word that the Renault has gone back into the pits, an engine problem. There's the Budweiser on the outside for 2B. American Speedy Printing and Chet's Music in lane number 1 with Young Yarling, the driver. Here we go for the start of Heat 2B, and it's a good one. Budweiser on the outside, American Speedy Printing in the middle. And on lane number 1 is Chet's Music as they go down into the east turn. The Budweiser with Jim Kropfeld electing to stay wide. First to the turn, though, is Ron Snyder out of Ohio, driving the American Speedy Printing around the outside. Great acceleration in those Griffin engines. The Budweiser trying to stay right on the outside of Ron Snyder and the American Speedy Printing. Ron Snyder, 45 years old, out of Ohio, and right now, what a great race we've got going down that short backstretch. Now it's simply a matter of racing in that straightaway. Who's got the most power? We know the Bud does, but he runs out of straightaway as they get into that west turn here on the first lap in Miami and Heat 2B. Snyder with those turbocharged Allison engines. The Budweiser, the Griffin on the outside. Great race here in lap number 1. Kropfeld, of course, an all-time member of the APBA Hall of Fame. Ron Snyder doing a great job, though, of holding his own. He has good position in lane 1. The Budweiser outside. I would say it's about a boat length late. No, they're dead even as they go past the start-finish line. Now back down past the entrance buoy into the east turn. Again, Snyder still holding on the inside. That's a great boat, one of the winningest holes in the business of unlimited hydroplane racing. The Budweiser, however, has won here 4 straight times. Jim Kropfeld got his first ever unlimited victory here in Miami 1983. And now it appears, no, wait a minute, Ron Snyder still accelerating, trying to hold his own against the Budweiser. And again, they run out of straightaway as they set up now for this west turn, and they go around and head for that entrance buoy into the turn. Snyder, Kropfeld having a little bit of fun right now as the Bud. As you see, that skid fin. Look how it digs in to keep that boat from sliding to the outside. Kropfeld running a beautiful race, staying on the outside hit of Ron Snyder. Snyder, who's an acoustical contractor by trade. Jim Kropfeld, he has a muffler shop in Cincinnati. Boy, they're making noise right now. Kropfeld and Snyder having a lot of fun, as a matter of fact. Their speed, 104 and 103 respectively for the Bud. For Ron Snyder and the American Speedy Printing. Back to the next turn. By the way, Chet's Music, there he is, Todd Yarling. Again, they're going for points to be safe and consistent. And it looks like they're doing quite well, as a matter of fact. They could make it to the final if they get some points here. We move on again, back down the backstretch. As you see, the Budweiser and Kropfeld beginning to widen out that lead. Snyder, though, got a little bit of fun. Still has that inside position. Still a beautiful hole. We can remember when it was Hay and Pack in the Atlas van lines years ago. Bill Munsey drove that boat. Mickey Reeven, as a matter of fact, drove it. It's a wonderful, wonderful hole, and it has done so well in the past. So is that boat. We hope to see the new Bud maybe the end of this year, more than likely next year. But the old hole's doing just fine here for Jim Kropfeld right now as they come down the main chute again. Jim Kropfeld is right around 108 to 109 miles per hour going against the American Speedy Printing. With that beautiful shot and those 30-some thousand people watching from the shores here in Miami and Biscayne Bay, Marine Stadium, we see the Budweiser, the marvelous U-12 swinging around. Jim Kropfeld, based out of Cincinnati, Ohio, in his 3rd year now with Bertie Little and the Budweiser racing team. He was all everything. Let's face it, a legend in the limited classes for hydroplane racing. Ron Snyder, he was Rookie of the Year one year back in, I believe it was 76, when he drove the Miss Madison. And, of course, the Miss Budweiser, as a matter of fact, that year when he was Rookie of the Year. Jim Kropfeld, Rookie of the Year himself. You see Chet's Music in the foreground. Budweiser about to lap Todd Yarling in that brand new John Stoddard design and built boat out of Detroit. The Budweiser. And in second place, the American Speedy Printing with Ron Snyder. By the way, you may was the Miss Madison It has been the Kenny Toyota during the Western Swing in the United States. It is still owned by the community of Madison, Indiana. One of the stops on the 1984 Unlimited Hydroplane Circuit, as it has been for many years. Well over 100,000 people show up for that race. And that boat will be running out there as well as this one. It'll be the host boat, as a matter of fact, the Miss American Speedy Printing, with Ron Snyder aboard. Jim Kropfeld driving one of the winningest holes himself. Bernie Little, the owner of that boat, of course, and he is the winningest owner in unlimited hydroplane racing. 45 wins coming into 1984. 6 national titles, 5 gold cups, and it looks like the Budweiser. You can say what you want, how old that boat might be, but it's still the boat to beat. You've got to wonder with the Atlas van lines up in Seattle testing if it's going to be able to threaten the Budweiser in 1984. Looks like Ron Snyder having a tough time trying to get some of the humidity, excuse me, the oil and everything else off of his shield as the Budweiser continues to roll. It's by the most popular boat down here. I'd say the most popular driver has to be Milner Irvin, though, of the Miss Renault. Milner is from Coral Gables, very close here to Miami, out here in Biscayne Bay. A lot of nice press, nice write-ups about Milner down here in the newspapers in Miami. Todd Yarling going along again in that brand new boat. It is a supercharged Allison in that engine rather than turbocharged. Simpler design, a little easier to keep healthy and running. And the Budweiser, of course, with those huge, heavy, but very, very powerful Griffin engines in the Budweiser, picking up another 400 points, winner of 2B. So here's how it looks coming into the final now. Budweiser with another 400 points to 800. American Speedy Printing, 600. Chet's Music doing well. Renault with 300 points, not starting Heat 2B. The Squire Shop will join these 4 boats for the final. Jim is now down with the Renault camp. Let's see what to say.
Well, Don, this is the boat that won the World Championship last year at Texas Clear Lake, and so far this year, how do you feel?
Well, I feel good. It's just got a lot of little mistakes we've made in getting them, and we got a lot of salt. We rearranged our turbos, and we're picking up a lot of sand, knocking out the engine when we're
Could you get ready for the last heat?
We're ready for the last heat. We'll be there.
Okay, that's what we wanted to count on, so we'll have a full field.
We'll be there.
And Jim, you can tell by Jim Kurth that it is serious time. Final preparations for the final heat. More in a moment.